Hey, 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 Nicole Roberts-Jones here, and welcome to this special live mini training. And I'm excited. Now, let me tell you before I start going in that I actually ended up having to pre-record this because right now, as you're watching this, I'm in a committee meeting. Totally forgot I'm on a committee for a fundraiser, and we had a meeting at the exact same time. But I was committed to still give this gift to you. So as you're coming in, as you always do, please do me a couple of favors. One, like, what is that in my hair? Oh, that's the sun. That's the light shining on it. One, tell me name and where you're joining from. Second, if as I share, you have questions, if I'm walking down your street, if I'm stepping on your toes, you know that I want to know. Why? Because you know I'm going to come back and read every single comment right when my committee meeting's over. So, with that said, let me tell you the catalyst to me wanting to do this live is I've been thinking of you. I've been thinking of you because no matter where I go, whether I've been speaking at an event or I've gone to a networking event or I've seen you somewhere or the messages I've been getting in my inbox, to be honest with you, people are asking questions. People are asking questions about their business. And let me tell you, and our career. And let me tell you, if I'm going to tell you the truth out of the gate, you don't need any more coaching. Many of you have had coach after coach after coach. What you need is a fourth quarter game plan. You don't need any more information. You need implementation. And as I was watching the Commanders game on Sunday night, it all of a sudden jumped in my spirit. And that's where the thought of doing this mini training happened. Now, if you didn't see the Washington Commanders football game, let me tell you what happened. And I wrote it down because I'm good for messing up a story, right? So it was a fourth quarter. 2 seconds left on the clock. Now, the Commanders were down. The score was 12-15. The Commanders were playing the Chicago Bears. So if you are a Chicago Bears fan, don't be mad at me. Stay focused on the strategy that I'm going to teach you that you will learn from this game, from the thing that Jayden Daniels did, right? So listen, the score was 12-15. And the Bears were winning 3 points. They had a 3-point lead. 2 seconds left in the last part, the fourth quarter of the game, y'all. So for all intents and purposes, it looked like the Commanders were going to lose. And for many of you, that's where you feel right now. Maybe you feel stuck because you're not making the revenue you really want to make in your business. Maybe you're in the career you've always dreamed of, but you hate it and you feel stuck because you don't know what your next best move is. Maybe you've gotten all the strategy to make revenue, but it's not working. Or maybe you have all the strategy to build a tribe that will buy from you, but it's not working. You're in the fourth quarter. And we're in the fourth quarter of the year at the same time. So you have a choice to make. Do you quit? Do you give up? Do you stay in good enough? Do you settle? See, the Commanders could have settled. They had 2 seconds left, y'all. So again, for all intensive purposes, they should have lost. But they didn't. Because one, what Jayden Daniels did in that moment is he did what people call a Hail Mary pass. Now, let me tell you, I'm not a football fan. I just so happen to be watching this. I usually only watch football for Super Bowl. But Sunday night, I was with my husband watching football and I got all into it. So I looked up what a Hail Mary pass is because I've heard the term, but I never really understood it. My husband tried to explain it to me, but here's what it said online. Okay. A Hail Mary pass is a very long forward pass in American football, typically made in desperation with an exceptionally small chance of achieving completion. Let me read that again. With an exceptionally small chance for achieving a completion due to the difficulty of the completion with the pass. So it makes reference to the Catholic Hail Mary prayer for strength and help. And many of you are need to be calling Hail Mary in your business because you need strength and help. But there are three things you've got to learn from a Hail Mary pass that will help you. And I'm going to walk you through those three things right now. You got your pen because you know I go in. And if any of these three help you, again, if you have questions, and yes, you know I got another gift for you. But these are the three things that Hail Mary Pass can teach you right now in the fourth quarter of 2024 that you need so that you could. Now, by the way, for those of you that didn't see the game, he made the Hail Mary Pass. I mean, it was all the way across the field. Did I write how far it was? I didn't write how far it was. Go Google it. It was all the way across the field. And do you know that Jaden Daniels, the quarterback, threw the pass and they caught it. 2 seconds left, and they won 18 to the ending score was 18-15. They won. So here's the three things you got to know about a Hail Mary pass that'll help you in your business or your career right now, right? Number one, you've got to take a risk. Nothing great happens in easy. You've heard me say this if you've been around me. You often hear me say your comfort and your conviction can never coexist. Listen, Hebrews 12:1 says this. Therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, us let us lay aside the weight. Sorry, my phone is ringing while I'm trying to teach y'all. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which is so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. Let me read that one more time. Hebrews 12:1. Therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily ensnares us, and let us run with endurance the race that is set before us. And before I break this down a little, let me tell you in my favorite Tony Evans commentary what Tony says about this, right? So, chapter 11, talking about Hebrews, is a long chain of testimonies about what faith can do. Then the author says, therefore, since we also have such a large cloud of witnesses surrounding us, let us run with endurance. In other words, we have all these people around us that have done it. So let us let go of any negative thinking. Let us let go of doubt. Let us let go of anything that will keep us from all that God has possible. Right? It's like parading a previous boxing champ through the ring before a title fight. Now, you've seen this happen. He shakes the contestant's hand and says, I've been through this, and I testify that you can endure and emerge as a victor. In other words, you know, Muhammad Ali would be talking all that mess. See, what he would be doing was encouraging himself that he could do it, that he could make it. Even if it was the biggest risk ever, he still was encouraging himself, staying in faith, right? An Olympic sprinter strips off his warm-up gear to eliminate extra weight and win resistance. So again, lay aside every weight. So here's what I want you to get here. Is what's weighing you down from your next level? Is it that, listen, you might just be one strategy away from it. It may be that you have everything you need. You have all the what, but you don't know how. But the most important thing I want you to get here is it's going to take a risk. Jaden Daniels didn't know if that ball was going to be caught. Listen, if you go back and watch the replay, there were so many Bears and Commanders in that spot where he threw it. I know who was going to catch it. But yet, his risk paid off, which leads us to number two. Oh, I didn't say these two things. So, Bible verse I just read, endure, you can't give up, and then you got to let go of what's holding you back. I did say that. Number two, I got to make sure because sometimes I forget my notes. It will stretch you. Again, you've got to go beyond what you think is possible. So what happens, the coach called timeout, 2 seconds left. Again, so many people would have quit. Coach said, okay, if we're going to do this, what did the coach do? He created strategy. In order for Jaden to believe it was possible, he had to stretch himself beyond what he had ever done or seen or known about his abilities before. Every athlete does this. When they push themselves, they might have won one award and they push themselves and grow even more. Think of Venus and Serena. Think about any athlete. Simone Biles, by the way, there's a great series about her and her whole Olympic journey on Netflix. Part 2 just came out this past week, and I haven't seen part 2, but the whole part 1 was really good. And what she kept doing was challenging her own ability. Many of you, it's time for you to challenge your ability. Okay, so number one, you must take risks. Number two, you got to stretch yourself. And then number three, it's going to take strategy. Now listen, Think about what strategy is. Again, I looked this up so I could say it and not be in the code definition. It'd be a definition according to the internet, right? It's the process of creating a plan to achieve a goal or a set of guiding principles to help people make decisions and allocate resources. For many of you, the reason why you stay stuck, you're in the same place you are now that you were last year this time, or you haven't successfully met all your goals because you don't have the strategy in place. So, what strategy involves? It involves setting goals, but it also involves understanding the actions it will take to implement so you can get to those goals. And then it's mobilizing resources. So, here's my question to you: do you have a fourth quarter game plan? Do you have a fourth quarter game plan to go after your big goals for 2025? You can't wait until 2025 to start setting your motion towards your goals. Now is your time to do it. You're at your 2-second clock. So, for those of you that need support, I got something I am doing that I've never done before. So, I'm going to tell you right now, I usually only offer this to my VIP clients. Not only am I offering this to you, but I'm also extending it. So what is it? So I offer to my VIP clients a clarity call with me. Again, you don't need any more coaching. Many of you have paid for coach after coach after coach. You have all this information. You need someone that can walk through it, see in your blind spots to help you create implementation, the steps you need to take. Some of you can't see in your blind spots. And so because you can't see in your blind spots, you don't know what you don't know. You don't know what you're overlooking. And so it just needs a little tweak. So what I offer to my platinum clients is usually a 60-minute clarity call with me. I'm doing 90 minutes. Limited number of spots. Now listen, I offered this to my clients last night. They might have taken all the spots. I don't know. But I only have 5 spots. So listen, claritywithnrj.com is where you go. You'll read more about everything that I'm getting ready to tell you on that site. And then you click if you're ready to enroll and you will set up your call immediately. Now listen, 90 minutes. So the first half of that call, well, first of all, when you set up your call, you're going to fill out a form that tells me what your challenges are and what your goals are. We're going to look at and assess where you are. And I'm going to look for, I'm going to be honest, what holes you have. What areas are you weak? So if I give you an example, I was talking to another business owner and she knew everything she needed to do to grow her revenue, but she didn't have a sales strategy. Once we created that sales strategy and really a pipeline strategy, how do you find the right people? Showed her how to do that. How do you have the conversations you need to have? Showed her how to do that. We walked all the way through all the pipeline strategy, gave her the tools. She immediately, within the first 2 weeks, already was making revenue. She just didn't have the strategy she needed in place. Again, she knew all the things to do. She didn't know how to do what, when, and then she didn't have the resources she needed to find leads. So maybe that's you. Maybe you're someone that you have this 6-figure, corner office. You've heard me say this job, and you know there's something next for you, and you have no idea what that is. You just need to talk it through with someone. That's what this call is for. So the first part of the call, I'll start telling you this and then I went off on a tangent. We look at strategy. Excuse me, that's not true. That's the second part. The first part is I'm going to assess where you are. What do you have? What do you need? Where are there holes? My gift is that I can find the blind spots that you don't see. Whether that's in your gifting, whether that's in your business, whether that's in your resources, whether it's in all three. From that assessment, we're going to work through what goals you have and how to get to your goals. And then we're going to create an actual plan. That's the second part. So it's one thing for me to tell you, oh, you got to do this. But then I'm going to say, pull out a pen. Let's create a plan. So step by step, I feel myself about to choke. We create a plan. So you hang up the call with the steps to take to implement. So if that's you, and that's it, 90 minutes. Again, many of you don't need another coach. You don't need a whole nother coaching series, a 6-month, a 3-month, a year long. You've been there, you've done that. You just need someone to talk you through where you are and where you may be stuck or where you may be frustrated or where you don't see what you could do to do things differently. So if that's you, I'm offering an opportunity for you to have a call with me. ClarityWithNRJ.com is where you go. You can read more about what you'll get there on their website. And again, why am I doing this? Because the number of people that I've been talking to, you're one strategy away. from taking your business to the next level? One, oftentimes you don't see where there's something that's holding you back. Once we define it, listen, this is why you go to the doctor. 9 times out of 10, when you're sick, it's one little thing you need to do. It might be a prescription you need to take. It might be like my husband who's been eating stuff he had no business eating. It might be one thing you need to stop eating. But the doctor can see it. You would never see it. And if you don't make the changes per the doctor, your health, you could have a heart attack. All kind of things could happen. So in the same vein, when your business is stuck, many of you, no more information is going to help you. You need someone that can help you implement. So that's my gift to you, clarity with nrj.com. If this is for you and you know it's time and you've been stuck and frustrated, I look forward to coaching you and talking with you, right? So let me quickly just review what I have shared with you about the 4-quarter game plan and how an Hail Mary can teach you how to move your business forward. Number one, you've got to take risks. You know, when my business was failing years ago, I remember I had to risk it all to gain it all. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm at a place where I'm risking it all again because I feel the shift coming from my own self. And how do I know? Because I have a coach that I had a clarity call with and got clear. Same way I'm offering it to you. And last night, as I was watching, and after the Hail Mary went, it just dropped in my spirit. Boom. This is what you all need. Is you need to execute a Hail Mary in your business and or in your career. So one, you got to take a risk. Two, you've got to stretch. It's not about who you already are. It's about who you have not yet become. Stretching to your next level. And then you need strategy. So again, if you need support with that, I am offering limited spots, clarity with nrj.com. And that's it. Quick mini training. My gift to you is to get you clear on where you are stuck and to invite you into the journey of having your own Hail Mary moment. All right. So with that said, it's always my honor and privilege to pour into you, to share with you, to do these little trainings. And until the next time, until I feel led to share with you or do something else, listen, thank you for joining. If you know someone in your family, community that needs this clarity call, then invite them to come. And I'm gonna tell you, usually they're 60 minutes. I'm doing 90-minute. And usually I don't offer this to the public. So if you know that it's your time, grab one of these seats. All right. I look forward to coaching some of you. All right. Take care, y'all. Bye.